The Dragonflight Alpha has been going strong for a while now, and while it's cool to see the game through the eyes of content creators who have gotten invites, it's exciting to see that the alpha has ended and now officially beta has begun. If you haven't already opted into the beta, I would highly recommend it so that you guys get a chance to check out the beta for yourselves. Personally, I haven't gotten into the alpha, and I don't think I've gotten an invite to the beta yet, so either way, once I get in, I'm going to be super excited to try out the new dragon riding. And then once I'm in, I'll be able to put in some videos and start making some content for you guys about the beta. Unfortunately, when you're a new content creator, you don't get any invites to things, so anyways, maybe the next expansion I'll be able to get in. So anyways, with that, let's get into the actual video, and I wanted to go over the blog post I just put out that covers the Dragonflight HUD and the UI revamp. So it starts, get ready for a fresh looking heads-up display and user interface revamp designed to be adjustable, effective, attractive, and easily accessible. With the Dragonflight update, we're making sweeping changes to the World of Warcraft's HUD and UI from the ground up. Our aim is to provide a clutter-free layout and allow players to customize their HUD to better fit the individual's needs. So I think the UI revamp is probably my favorite change for Dragonflight. I've always been a fan of using less add-ons because the more that you use, there's a higher chance of you basically encountering more bugs. The main add-on I've always used has been ElvUI, mainly because of how great the add-on is and just how much the add-on itself lets you change the UI. It seems like Blizzard's finally decided to change the default UI and allow some really awesome customization, so it seems. I personally think there's enough here that I won't actually need to be using ElvUI anymore, so for me, I'm really excited. Anyway, let's continue. Technology has advanced since we first developed the UI in 2004. We now have more tools at our fingertips to create and improve the quality of life features. We wanted to modernize the appearance of the player's layout and view while maintaining the original design's charm and personality. And there is no better time to deliver these changes than with the release of Dragonflight. Alright, so I would argue that the change to the UI was years ago, but I don't know, it just seems like every expansion there's just been so many cluttered systems and they really haven't had time to do things like this. So with Dragonflight, it seems like they actually have the free time to actually go back and start changing some of these outdated systems that really needed a revamp years ago. So that's cool, at least they finally are doing it now. Right away, players will immediately notice the more apparent changes. For instance, the minimap and the health bar are more prominent, and we've removed some clutter to provide great viewable space. Also, while keeping to the iconic design, we've cleaned up the appearance of the action bar. We've also added a fresh set of griffins and created wyverns for our horde-loving heroes. There's also a new look for the loot and inventory display, and players can use a combined backpack functionality to help them find and organize their inventory items more quickly. So I really like the new look of the uniframes. I think it looks super clean, and I hope we get a chance to see what the targeting of a rare or elite mob looks like. Hopefully they've added a new golden elite or silver frame around the target's portrait. Welcome to Edit Mode. With Edit Mode, you will now have the ability to tweak, personalize, and have almost anything anywhere to your heart's desire. Now only the various elements of the HUD movable, but with each individual component has a variety of options to help you get everything just right. Once you set everything set how you like, you'll be able to name, save, edit, copy, and share it with the community. And for those that change specs often, this feature is designed to remember which spec you're in. As you switch between specs, the feature will remember the HUD layout and you'll have that spec change function accordingly. Will this new feature replace the ability to use third-party add-ons entirely? No, not at all. We recognize that add-ons provide many opportunities for players to customize their experience, but not all players utilize them. However, with the help of our research team, we are working to meet our community's needs. We include elements that some add-ons provide to the base UI. Those who wish can continue using the add-ons they like. So yeah, obviously I'm sure people are still going to be using ElvUI for Dragonflight. I don't think anyone was asking for Blizzard to just kind of replace add-ons. I think what people were asking for, at least me personally, has just been, just update the base UI like you guys are doing now. That's great, because yeah, it's been outdated for so long. So I'm just super happy that we're getting this. I think the only add-ons I'm going to be using at the start and kind of see how I can go with that is going to just be like Bigwigs, Weak Auras, and then maybe Radar UI, and just kind of see how things go from there. Now we move on to the improved accessibility to make things easier. Improving accessibility features for our players is at the foremost of much of the design of the new UI, and providing ways for players to have a better experience is vital. Here are some of the changes that we've been working on to help improve the access for players. New option, press and hold casting. When enabled, the player can press and hold a keyboard hotkey to continually cast a spell on an action bar without repeatedly pressing the button. Now I know that ability or that feature is, kind of baked into the Invoker class because they have, I think, 1 or 2 abilities where you hold the hotkey down, and the longer you hold it, it charges the spell or whatnot. So I wonder if they're gonna kind of go further with that and maybe even make it so that, just any class where you're just constantly spamming one button. Like, for example, what if you're playing a Frost Mage and instead of just, you keep just clicking number 2 to keep just spamming Frostbolt over and over and over again? What if you just hold down that key and it just automatically casts it when it's, it's ready to cast again? So I don't know if they're going to be doing that, but that kind of sounds like some really interesting things they can experiment with, or maybe even add-ons can help enhance that, who knows. And then the next one is the new feature, Interact Key. Pressing the Interact key will enable you to interact with NPCs and objects with a key press instead of a mouse click. Interactive NPCs and objects will gain an icon above their heads as you move close enough to interact. So this is the coolest addition to the game, I think, that I never realized I needed until now. I mean, clicking to interact with NPCs and objects has, been the thing that we've been doing for how many years now? And think about how many games out there where you walk up, you press E to open a door or open up a chest or whatever. And we have that now, so that's really exciting. New targeting system, Action Combat. This feature works alongside the standard targeting features and automatically targets enemies as you approach them. This will allow you to start casting abilities immediately and dynamically switching between targets based on where you're looking. So this one sounds pretty interesting. I don't really have any experience about how this works, so for me, I'm just gonna have to, play around with this and see if I like it or not. I imagine that it's gonna be kind of hectic, especially when you have huge groups of ads you're killing, but, we'll see. And then the last part of the blog post is looking ahead. Refining the UI is an ongoing project. We want to continue to make changes and improvements. In addition to polishing the current set of available features, we intend to tackle many other UI elements and include more features further down the line, like additional edit mode options, group manager, raid frames, quest tracker, and more updates to the art. We'll have more information and details on these things and other features as we move forward into the launch of Dragonflight. We look forward to getting your feedback as you experience all these changes and more. So overall, the UI revamp looks really promising. I really can't wait to see the other changes are going to look like. I think raid frames and the quest tracker, getting some customization options sounds really awesome. I was originally worried about this whole UI revamp because I think the last time they actually mentioned it was literally when they announced the expansion. And then since then, they really haven't done a lot of changes to the UI, like through the alpha. So a part of me was kind of worried that this feature might have gotten kind of cut or something like that. But with them putting out this blog post, yeah, it sounds to me like this is a major feature. They're committed to it, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. So moving on to Wrath Classic. So basically we have some new fresh realms that have started with the pre-expansion patch. That's Sky Fury for PvP and Maladath on normal. So basically these servers are fresh servers where no one can be max level, at least for the first 90 days. So it's kind of giving everybody that, that leveling experience of being on an even playing field all over again, which is cool. And then looking at the roadmap for the Wrath Classic, basically August 30th was the Prepatch, which was the initial launch of these fresh realms. And then for September 6th through the 13th, you're going to be having the iconic zombie plague event, which was, in my opinion, probably the coolest thing they have ever added to this game. I know they tried adding a similar version of it to back in, I think it was Legion, but it was so watered down, and nothing compares to the true chaos of what the original Wrath zombie plague event was. I have so many stories about how that was just a blast to play. But anyways, so then on the 13th of September, you're going to be having the part of the event where you're going to be actually attacking these Scourge forces to get those really cool events, and also getting that really awesome iconic toy, the little like ghost kind of following you around, the Haunted Memento, which I still have, by the way. And then September 20th through October 6th, you're going to have Brewfest, which is a cool kind of event. I've always loved the events in World of Warcraft, so that'll be fun. And then on September 16th, you have the actual launch of Wrath Classic. So that's when you'll actually be able to go to Northrend and create a Death Knight and do all the fun stuff. And then moving forward, October 4th and the 5th, that's when the Season 5 of the arena begins. And on October 6th, Nax opens. So another kind of accelerated kind of, set of raids and all that stuff. So yeah, anyways, that about wraps up the video. What are you guys most excited for in Dragonflight? Are you guys going to be playing, or are you guys playing Wrath Classic? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.